Hi Sagittarius, welcome. I'm Joy. This is Taurus Tarot, and as always, you can see my contact information below. And if you would like a private personal reading, contact me and we will work something out. Okay. So as I was going through the pre-shuffle for you, there some things were coming up. It felt like well, first of all, what came through was justice is coming for you. It is a little slow in coming, but it is coming. And it felt like it was, like your justice can mean a lot of different things, right? It can mean like feeling vindicated. It can mean like, but for me, I also feel like it could be like a new understanding also that you're coming to, that is justice. It's almost like you went through something difficult, and now you're coming out of that difficultness, and it feels like justice because you are learning something and gaining some insight from that challenge that you experienced. Yeah. And so for me, that's justice. That's justice. Justice could also be like, winning a lawsuit, or something very specific and very physical, 3D world based, right? It could be any of those things. It could be, somebody hit your car and now you're getting a payment for it. But I like to really think of justice in terms of moving through something challenging and gaining something from it. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds a little ideal, and I don't know, maybe it is, but yeah, that's just kind of what I'm feeling. So sorry, I went off on a tangent a little bit, but that the justice is what was coming up for you, and it feels like you, even though it's slow in coming, this feeling of justice, it is coming, and it is coming out of moving through something that was challenging for you, and being able to take that challenge and really transmute it into something, some kind of a learning, some kind of understanding, some kind of growth. Yeah. And it feels like whatever that challenge was, though, it was something that was painful. It was something that was painful for you. It was something that was almost causing you to possibly sink into this depression a little bit, maybe, or sink into this kind of like low place of like feeling hurt and sorry for yourself, feeling like other people did you wrong, and but you're moving out of that and away from putting that pain that you feel on others, or as a consequence of others' actions, and then understanding it more as something that you have more control over than you realized. Yeah, almost like the idea of it doesn't have to feel as bad as you let it, sort of. Okay. All right, give me one more good shuffle here, and we'll see what we got. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so the Tower was the first card to come out. And yeah, this is if there was a challenge happening in your life, this is it right here, right? This is something. A tower is transformational, right? A tower is a breaking down of the old, and in order to allow the new to come up. And that is exactly what, you know, I was feeling in the pre-shuffle is there was some kind of challenge that you were going through. But you know, when I see the Tower card, it looks really scary, right? Like people are like falling out of this burning building into this, you know, jagged bottom, and you know, there's lightning bolts, and I don't know, it's just like dark and scary. But I actually like the Tower card, because to me, this is really more of an opportunity than anything, right? And I always think of it as like forest fires, right? In nature, and nature is like the ultimate teacher. In nature, you know, forest fires are created because, you know, or not created, but forest fires happen, and they burn away all the old brush, right? So that the new life can come through. Yeah. So sometimes maybe things get a little overgrown or a little complicated or a little bit, you know, the big trees are too big, that they are not allowing enough sunlight into you know, the smaller plants in the forest, right? And a forest fire kind of balances that, right? It you know, it kind of requires some destruction in order for the new saplings to grow, and to allow others to grow, and as well other plants, right? So the Tower for me is a very transformational energy. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it can feel painful. Yes, you know, it can test you in ways you've never been tested before. It can feel like extreme sadness. It can feel like loss. It can feel like being lost, you know. But out of it comes transformation, comes new growth, comes new life, comes just like all these wonderful, beautiful things. Yeah. So yeah, so I was really feeling, Sagittarius, like there was something transformational that you were experiencing, and it was not easy. It felt really difficult. But I feel like this real movement out of it, this letting go of the pain. In fact, here we go, next card, right? The Empress. You know, the Empress is the epitome of abundance and new life. You know, she is the card of like pregnancy and new life being created, birth. Yeah. And this is what is coming about for you out of this death. There is this birth. Out of this destruction, there is this new life being birthed, right? And look at this card. Yeah, it doesn't feel real nice, right? Look at it, right? And you look at this is just this very peaceful, pleasant, abundant energy. And I always feel like the Empress is sitting in this position of like this knowing, like she knows something, you know, like she knows the secret. She knows the secret to life, and as such she is like the bearer of life almost, you know. Yeah, she's just calm, cool, collected, because she knows the secret. What that secret is, I don't know. and it's a secret that's different for everybody, you know. But this is saying that out of this comes this for you, and this is just this incredible energy of rebirth, of new life, of giving life, of experiencing life, of flowing with life, of understanding life, of abundance, and being able to recognize all the abundance that is present for you. Yeah, in all of its complicated glory. That's what this represents. Yeah. And then there's also this groundedness, you know, and you know, the Empress is very nurturing, very, very, very nurturing, you know, as almost like of this like mother figure, right? Nurturing a newborn baby sort of thing, feeling, right? But the Queen of Pentacles is also very nurturing. She's also very nurturing, but she's also very grounded. And this like really started feeling for me like, this is through experience, like this kind of love and nurturing comes through real life experience. Yeah, comes through having experienced both challenging and beautiful things, and that brought you to this space of really being able to understand it all, being able to understand that through the challenges and through the blessings, there is a real love. There is a real love that comes through that. And this is a feeling of like this real grounded, stable love. Yeah, through that you gain through the wisdom of experience. That's what that feels like. This feels almost like an opposite of this. You know, this is this real grounded, you know, like it's there. It's you got it, right? And then this is like this very airy feeling, this very out there and wispy, airy feeling, but this is something that you are kind of tuning into, I feel. That you understand almost this end of the spectrum, right? And you know, everything happens in a spectrum. Everything happens as duality and non-duality at the same time, right? Like you are, you know, you exist as the spectrum, not one end of the spectrum versus the other end of the spectrum, but the whole spectrum, like all of it and none of it at the same time. That is the paradox of life, right? So but this feels like you've mastered this grounded love, and acceptance and nurturing, and now you are working towards this understanding of a less grounded thing, right? Like this is very like physical reality based, and this is very ethers based, right? Like out there kind of, you know. But this is an important component of being as well. You cannot simply only exist in the 3D physical world. There has to be more than that as well. You have to have something deeper than that as well, and that's what this is. And it feels like you are moving more in this direction of understanding what this is. Yeah, and almost like really like developing a real spiritual life. Yeah, like you know, having this groundedness, and then now like with the security and stability of this groundedness, you're able to kind of explore spirituality a little bit more in a little bit of a different way than you knew it to exist, you know. Yeah, that's what this feels like, and this is a good thing. This is a real good thing. This is going to balance you in a way that you've never quite understood before, that you've never quite experienced before. Yeah, it's a balancing of these two energies. And when this card popped out, the first word I heard was warning, and it took me a second, but this is kind of like a warning. I don't like warning sounds so harsh, but maybe more like a reminder to not be apathetic, a reminder to remember to see the blessings that you are being given. And I feel like it is actually really related to this card. This is a reminder to find that balance in the spiritual world, in the part of you that is not so blatant, is not so obvious, in the part of you that is hidden a little bit, in the part of you that is covered or buried or deep. This is a reminder to accept all of this and the blessings that it has to offer you. Yeah, that it feels like you're very accustomed to this physical reality, this groundedness, and this idea of spirituality maybe is a little bit newer for you, and this is almost like, don't dismiss it, because there is a real value in it, and maybe those around you in your current circle are more of this, and showing this more of this other side, this deeper, more spiritual, more hidden side of you, is not the easiest thing to do when you're in a circle of people who are more in this energy. But this card is really saying, like, don't let that deter you. Don't be dismissive of this new spiritual energy you're feeling. Yeah, I mean, you already may be a person who is very spiritual, but and if that's the case, then this is like next level stuff we're talking about. And don't easily dismiss it. Like, explore it a little bit. See what it really means, and see where it really brings you. Allow it to be. Yeah, don't dismiss it. Allow it to be, because there's some kind of magic in this happening for you. There's some kind of shift happening. Yeah, there's some kind of shift happening, a moving away from what you always thought truth to be, and uncovering these other sides of life, these other sides of you, of knowing yourself in a very different way. Yeah. And but it was through this, right? It's through this process of being challenged and moving through that challenge, that is really bringing you to a better space, like, and like a more powerful space that is much more in tune, and really opens up a whole new world for you. Like it's like, being colorblind and then suddenly seeing color. Yeah. That's the possibility that is open to you if you allow it. All right. So Sagittarius, that is the message for you. I hope that that there was something in there for you that helps. Yeah. And again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to contact me, please, by all means, contact me. And I love you. Take care. Namaste. Aloha.